Hi, this is David Jones with another reading from my book, The Remarkable Life of an Unremarkable Boy from North Chattanooga. The title of today's story is My So-Called Music Career Part 1. I began taking piano lessons in the second grade from Mrs. Marion Robert at a second floor studio in a building on Cherry Street in downtown Chattanooga. I had gone to at most 3 lessons when Miss Betty Ball, my second grade teacher at Normal Park, told us in class that we needed to start planning for our upcoming chapel program. I don't know about your elementary school, but at Normal Park, every school year, each class was responsible for presenting a program in front of the entire school. It was performed in the school auditorium and was called, for some reason, a chapel program at Normal Park. Miss Ball asked if anyone in the class had a talent. Remarkably, I raised my hand and said that I played piano. As I mentioned earlier, I had at most gone to 3 lessons at that point. I apparently was pretty bold when I was 7 years old. Miss Ball told me that I was in. I can't remember if we had practices before our program or what other components of the program were. All I remember is my performance. I remember sitting in the front row of the auditorium next to Miss Ball and waiting. At my cue, I walked up to the piano and sat on the stool. I remember the piano as being a black baby grand with the lid open, but I could be wrong about that. It was located on the auditorium floor in front of the stage left. After only 3 lessons, any song I could possibly have played involved only my right hand, had at most 5 notes and maybe 6 measures. I settled in and began my performance. Have I mentioned that I was a little perfectionist? I started playing and got about 1 measure in when I hit a wrong note. Rather than continue, I immediately started over at the beginning. Remember, this is a live performance in front of the entire school with many parents, I suppose mine, but I do not remember in attendance. I started my song again and got maybe 2 measures in when I hit a wrong note. Rather than continue, I stopped again. This time, I leaned around the left side of the piano and looked at Miss Ball on the front row. She smiled calmly and motioned with her hand for me to continue. I started again. This time I played the entire song with no mistakes. I swear there was a standing ovation when I finished. I took lessons for another 5 years or so and became moderately proficient. Many years passed until my next public performance. And I've got a photo of our second grade class. And the photo didn't have the classmate names written on it, but I went back and looked at all of them, and I'm going to attempt to recite them. And it looks like there was Kathy Mitchell, Kathy Trickey, Ronnie Jones, David Smalley, Terry Lee, Phil Dyer, Charlene Morgan, later became Honey Morgan, Betty Queen, Sammy Morgan, Bill Russell, Freddie Shacklet, Robert Holliday, Butch Palmer, David Jones, Dale York, Nancy Hammond, Margie Boring, Patricia Campbell, Betsy Battle, and Nancy Finn, and there were several that whose names I could not remember. Thanks for watching. I'll see you again soon.